Alright, here we go, and following up closely the general request of some of my valued clients about what we talked about this morning in French language, I want to forward you and give you the opportunity to get all the this topic means maintenance about website and web server in English. Hello there, this is just for you. Well, as I explained this morning, the maintenance of a website is a very important matter, and don't believe that as soon as your website is online, everything is done. That's not true at all. There are two parts: the part of the maintenance of the web server itself, and we will start with that. And on the other side, the maintenance of the website. Maintenance is easy. The word maintenance is easy in English because you know exactly what it means. And the French translation is a bit misunderstood or with many confusion and something. Alright, let's talk about the web server maintenance. When you choose a web hoster, an hosting company, you have many choices around the web. Low cost, high cost, share server, free hosting, dedicated server, virtual private server, VPS. Alright, there are different prices, and you can easily imagine that as soon as you are hosting your website on a low cost or free hosting, that's not the same efficiency that if you're hosting on a dedicated server or a VPS, virtual private server. The difference of cost is from free to around $1,000 US per month or more, you know. So this is absolutely different matters, and not easy to compare exactly what you get. You can start with a very small website on a share or a low-cost hosting, it doesn't matter. But as soon as you want some extra functionalities, or if you want to send emailings automatically, or if you want to have an interaction on the Web 2 norm, you absolutely need to increase the performance of your server on the hardware side and on the scripts side. You know, there's an inescapable trinity on the web server. There's Apache, PHP, and MySQL. MySQL is dedicated to manage the database. The PHP is the language, and Apache is the operating system in general. So, as soon as we have that, we need to maintain it, to update the framework, to update the script, to update the libraries and the language, to update the different version of the software the original developer may provide, and to get rid of any security failure on your server, because it depends on the safety of your website. And the basic fundamental of your website is to be viable 100% of the time for your visitors. This is your shop, this is your screen, this is exactly what you are and the reflection of your brand. So whatever this is your personal website, or whatever this is your company website or your brand website, it needs to be available. So this is extremely important that you pay concern to the web server maintenance, especially if you are on a VPS or a dedicated server. And if you're on a share hosting or a low cost or a free hosting, in general, the hosting company is doing that or not for you. That's the main difference. If you're hosting your website with an agency, with a webmaster or something like that, don't be surprised that the webmaster or the agency is charging you extra cost on top of the hosting for some maintenance of scripts. In general, not, but it could happen. That's the first part and the fundamental. The other side is the website maintenance. The website maintenance is important on two different approaches. The content, you need to renew your content to post new picture, new video, new wording, and so just to ease your visitor and to encourage your visitors to come back daily, weekly, monthly, whatever. But you need to constantly update what you have to say, and you have to propose and suggest to your audience. That's extremely important too. But to do that, you need to update the framework of your site. For example, if this is a WordPress framework or a Joomla framework or a Drupal framework or Magento for an e-commerce site or whatever, you need to upgrade and update every time the framework propose you a new release. And that's time to spend to do so. You need to update some scripts, some plugins, some extensions, to send a newsletter, to embed the new format of the YouTube video, for example, as an iframe or something like that, you know, and all that has a cost. And for sure, if you're hosting at an agency, the agency is charging you for that. So this is not a lot of cost, but realize that in a hand, the web server maintenance and your website maintenance are a huge stuff and probably a daily stuff, especially if you are upgrading and updating daily some figures and some features on our websites. You know, it takes time. Time is money. This is simple. So if you want to stay on the top of the your search engine optimization, you need to renew your content. You need to give robots something to eat. You need to feed them, and feed them a lot. That's why. And that's fundamental if you want to attract your audience to come back regularly to visit your website. So all that, it's constantly moving and going fast today. That's why we are constantly to propose you some new scripts to update and to upgrade the different parts of your framework, of your plugins, of your extensions, to be sure that your website will be constantly available. Do you know how many hackers are around the world? And do you know how many threats they send you trying to hack your web server? This is your agency problem, but your website could be your problem too. And then be aware that if you have chosen a low cost or a free hosting company, you will not have any backup. It will be an extra cost. So it's not free anymore and no more low cost. Your agency normally is doing a backup weekly, and that's fundamental. A web server is a computer, and if your hard disk is crashing, you're losing all. Exactly as you can do and you must do on your own computer. You do some backups and you need to back up your website. So your agency is doing that for you, and this is also, it could be extra cost or a plan or a package price for something that you have to be done, and you really need to. May I recommend you to look on the PHMC Group website, the latest article we have written and have taken time to do that this morning, and just to let you know how important is this maintenance part of your website. Having a website is exactly as having a shop downtown. You constantly clean up, you're constantly changing the screens and rearranging the shop to attract your customers. That's the same way. If you have any more questions, feel free to contact me by email or Thomas for the search engine optimization side. Email, social network, telephone, I will be pleased to answer you. Thank you.